are here today representing Youth Cancer Europe. Tell us about your experience.
First of all, thank you very much for the introduction. Dear European Commissioner, dear Ministers of Health, and dear audience. It is an honor for me to represent Youth Cancer Europe here today. At the same time, I have to confess that I'm a little bit reticent in allowing myself to be vulnerable today and sharing my story with you. This is because, similar to other cancer survivors, cancer taught me that I cannot and should not show vulnerability. I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin lymphoma, a form of cancer, when I was still in school, and it took 1 full year to receive the diagnosis and another 2 years to completely finish my treatment. I received medical care mainly in Romania, but I also had tests done in Western Europe during my treatment. Even though I was young, I noticed the discrepancies. I spotted that the devices used in the hospitals were inflicting less pain than the devices we had back home in Romania. The stories shared within the Youth Cancer Europe community of survivors are similar to mine. They point towards late detection and late diagnosis, little or sometimes no access to modern treatment, especially if the patient is from a minority group or comes from a low-income country. They point out towards not receiving age-appropriate care, patients that are unable to participate in clinical trial, or they have little or no access to fertility preservation, let alone adequate information on how cancer treatment might leave them unable to reproduce and start a family, and with no help with assisted reproduction therapies. Upon finishing my treatment, as any other cancer survivor, I wanted to run away from the past. But the reality is that most of us cannot do this. This is dictated by our desire to change the outcomes for the patients that are currently experiencing the same struggles. And it is also because of the late effects that we often experience on a daily basis. Our reality includes, but it is not limited to, mental health problems, fertility impairment, in some cases, a secondary cancer diagnosis, and, as it was already mentioned, financial discrimination. Because of our desire to make a change, learn and grow, belong to a community, wanting to gain control over cancer in our lives, advocate, raise awareness, and rise above our cancer diagnosis, the European Network of Youth Cancer Survivors was born. This EU co-funded project is driven by our experience, knowledge, kindness, vulnerability, and openness. These are potent, and we use them to help deliver on Europe's Beating Cancer Plan. We do this together with you. In times when Ukrainian members of our community fight 2 wars simultaneously, in a time when the primary task of the Swedish Presidency and the European Commission is to provide a sense of unity and security by ensuring appropriate access to medical care to every single cancer patient in Europe, regardless of their gender, race, socio-economic status, sexual orientation, place of birth or residency, religious or spiritual beliefs, we are here to help you eliminate the inequalities, boost excellence, and support innovation. We stand here because of you, and we are ready to work passionately by your side on delivering and putting into practice the actions of Europe's Beating Cancer Plan. In the name of the patients and survivors community, I would like to thank you for the changes you make and are planning to make for cancer patients and survivors in Europe. We owe these changes to our loved ones and the cancer patients who are no longer with us and for whom we were too late to make a transformation, but most of all, to all those 2.7 million Europeans who are diagnosed each year with cancer. Thank you.